Donor recruitment is the first essential step in the process of a blood transfusion service. It begins with the screening of prospective donors through the sharing of pre-donation information regarding transmission of transfusion transmissible infections that is provided in the IEC material and counseling. In the pre-donation counseling, the donor is asked questions regarding his or her lifestyle and behavior that may be categorized as high risk. This is an important step to reduce the risk of HIV window period transmission. Voluntary non-remunerated regular donors are considered to be ideal for safe blood supply. The minimum weight requirement for the collection of 350 ml of blood is 45 kilograms. For collecting 450 ml of blood, the donor's weight should be at least 50 kilograms. Their age should fall between 18 and 65 years. The hemoglobin count needs to be at least 12.5 grams per deciliter for the donor to be eligible. This can be checked using the copper sulfate method. While checking the hemoglobin count, the lancet should not be reused and should be discarded in hypochlorite solution or in a puncture-proof container. The used swab should be discarded in a yellow bag for biomedical waste disposal. During the process of donor selection, the medical officer examines the eligibility of the donor based on his entries in the questionnaire against the criteria for selection of donors. A detailed medical history and a short physical examination is done to ascertain the donor's medical fitness. Based on that, the donor is either accepted or deferred. In the event of a prospective donor being deferred, an entry is made in the donor deferral register and he or she is given adequate medical advice. If a person is found to be fit for donating blood, he is assigned a unique identifier number in the donor records. From here begins the process of blood collection. The prospective donor now goes to the blood collection area. The empty blood bags are stored at 22 to 24 degrees Celsius.
How will you visually inspect the bag chosen for blood collection?
Once the aluminium foil pack is opened, the blood bags inside should be utilized within 10 to 15 days or as per the manufacturer's instructions. For reasons of quality maintenance, the blood center should maintain a blood bag testing report. For NACO-supported blood banks, it can be obtained from NACO or SACS. The bags should be inspected thoroughly before being used for any particulate matter and turbidity in the anticoagulant solution or leakages from the sealed areas of the bag. The donor's unique ID number is pasted on every blood bag and test tube that will carry his blood sample. Once the blood bag is inspected and cleared for collection, the blood collection monitor at the donor's couch is set ready. It is important to calibrate and validate the monitor and other equipments before being put to use. The phlebotomy site is cleaned in a circular fashion using 3 cotton swabs of spirit, betadine, and spirit from the center towards the periphery in the presence of the medical officer. It is done in a single stroke of the needle. To maintain a closed system, the blood bag tubing is clamped and released only after the needle has been inserted in the vein. Ideally, the blood bag should be filled within 8 minutes. The donor should be continuously monitored to avoid any complications. In case of a hematoma, the second prick needs a new bag. But if over 100 ml of blood is already collected in the bag, then a second prick is not permitted.
How long can the donor be bled when component bags are used for collection? A. Less than 10 minutes. B. Up to 30 minutes. C. Up to 60 minutes. Yes, the correct answer is A. Less than 10 minutes.
When an adequate volume of blood is collected, the needle is taken out and pressure is applied to the phlebotomy site to stop the bleeding. Then it is bandaged with a medicated plaster. The blood bag is disconnected and taken for sample collection, stripping and sealing. It is important to observe biosafety norms by proper disposal of the used needle and attached tubings.
How do you dispose of phlebotomy needles? A. Dispose with general waste. B. Dispose in white or blue puncture-proof biohazard container with 1% sodium hypochlorite solution. C. Dispose in red biohazard container. Yes, the correct answer is B. Dispose in white or blue puncture-proof biohazard container with 1% sodium hypochlorite solution.
Blood bags intended for platelet separation are then stored at 22 degrees Celsius, else they should be stored at 4 degrees Celsius. The donor is monitored for another 5 minutes before being taken for refreshments. Before the donors are relieved, they are encouraged to give suggestions and feedback so that the quality of service can be constantly assessed and improved. It is estimated that approximately 1% of donors may suffer from vasovagal reaction.
How do you manage syncope in a blood donor? Are emergency drugs necessary in phlebotomy room? A. No. B. Yes. Yes, the correct answer is B. Yes.
As a necessary precautionary measure, an emergency kit within its expiry date, an oxygen cylinder along with its accessories, and trained staff must be prepared for any emergency. For the collection of a specifically desired blood component, a separate procedure called apheresis is undertaken using a dedicated apheresis machine. After the desired constituent of the blood is separated, the remainder is returned back to the donor's circulation. A similar blood collection procedure is followed for outdoor blood donation camps as well as blood mobile vans. For the bulk transport of blood from the collection site to the blood center or from blood center to the storage center, it is important to maintain the cold chain. Quality measures in donor area. Donor information and counseling is a must. Carry out medical history, including high-risk behavior, short physical examination, and hemoglobin estimation. Inspect blood bag for any defect in anticoagulant solution, discoloration, moisture on the surface of the bag, and leakage. Use equipment that are cleaned, calibrated, and checked for performance. Ensure proper donor arm cleansing. Ensure single prick phlebotomy with good flow of blood. Blood should be collected within
10 minutes.
For preparation of good quality components. Discard needles and lancets in puncture-proof containers. The hypochlorite solution must be prepared freshly every day. Take care of donors and get their feedback. Document to ensure traceability.